Hi, friends. Good morning. It's me, Ashraf. Welcome back to Folks on Wheels. We're back with another adventure video. Our weekend exploration around Bengaluru continues, and today we're heading towards the Tumkur side. This place isn't very well known, but I've noticed many trekking groups are organizing treks here nowadays. You might have heard of it too. Yes, it's Minchukallu Betta. It's a huge hill located around 85 kilometers from Bangalore. Though not so popular among regular trekkers, Minchukallu Betta was once a three-stage fortified hill. The remains of the old fort walls and a temple are really fascinating sights you'll come across during the trek. So we're heading there now, and I'll be sharing all the details with you. Just keep watching. Now, about reaching this place, there are two main ways. The trek starts from Masanipalia village, which is about 18 kilometers from Tumkur. Another route is via Hoskote in the Tumkur region. From Hoskote side, the hill looks like a beautifully carved hemisphere. If you're coming from Mazanipalia, you'll see the stepped, multi-layered hillock, a stunning sight and a great start to the trek. If you're coming by your own vehicle, it's simple. Just set your map to Minchukallu Betta. I've pinned the exact location in the video description. Just follow that. If you're coming by public transport, first catch a local train or bus till Tumkur. From Tumkur bus stand, take a local bus to Tumbadi. From there, you'll get shared autos going to Chanarayana Turga village. That's where the trek starts. We are almost reaching now. The road is quite good till here. From this point, there's a mud road for about 2 to 3 kilometers, but vehicles can still go. If it rains, it might get a bit slippery, but still manageable. The hill is visible right in front of us. Actually, we were not sure if the road is good to go till the base, so we asked the local villagers. They said it's okay to go, and yes, vehicles can go almost till the base. But now, some work is going on here, so they suggested to park here and walk. It's not too far, hardly 500 meters. So we parked our car here and started walking. This village is really very beautiful, yaar. Just look at the flower paddy all around. When the morning golden rays fall on it, the whole scene looks like a picture postcard. Simply amazing views. The villagers were saying some work is going on here, otherwise, cars can usually go till the base. But during monsoon, this road becomes full of flowing streams. I had seen some monsoon videos of this place earlier also. These flower fields with morning sunlight and the hills in the background. It's truly a magical sight, I'm telling you. I was just soaking it all in. And yes, it's mango season now. Just look at the mangoes. Looks like no one is taking them, but I picked up a few. Some had fallen right in front of me. So fresh and super tasty. And exactly 500 meters from where we parked the car, there's a temple and a pond also. From there, we just have to take this right turn. Yes, this is the base point. From here, the actual trek starts. The climb is gradual all the way to the top. It's around 1.2 kilometers from the base to the summit. Usually, it takes about 45 minutes to 1 hour to complete, but that depends on your trekking speed. Don't worry, it's not a difficult trek. This one is suitable for all age groups, especially for families, friends, and office colleagues who are just starting with trekking. If you're fit, you can finish the trek in a couple of hours. But if you want to take it slow and enjoy the surroundings, you can easily spend half a day here. There's no need for a guide, as the path is clearly marked with arrows. You just have to follow them. As of now, there are no restrictions on timings and no entry fee. You can do the trek anytime. But I would suggest going early in the morning so that you can enjoy the sunrise from the summit and return before the sun gets too harsh. I always plan my treks like that only, but today we got a bit late. It's already 7:15 now. Actually, I had planned to reach by 6. If we had started by 6, we could have seen the sunrise from the top, but still, the views are amazing. This is the third wall of the fort I was talking about earlier. The fort was built with 3 layers of fortification. We've already passed the first 2, and this is the final one. The earlier 2 walls are almost completely in ruins, and though this one is also damaged, it's still in better shape compared to the others. This small hill, Minchukallu Betta, was once a well-fortified stronghold. You can still see remnants of the old walls and a temple right at the top. Because of its height and location, it served as a great watch point in ancient times. From here, you get a clear view of the plains around, perfect for spotting any incoming threats. That's why it was an important part of the region's defense system. Over the centuries, many dynasties ruled over this region. It was once part of the Ganga dynasty's territory between the 4th and 10th centuries CE. They were known for their good administration and support for Jainism. Later, the Cholas came during their northern campaigns. You can still find some Chola style temple ruins and inscriptions in the area. In the medieval period, the Vijayanagara Empire took over. They were famous for trade, art, and military tactics. They often used hills like these as natural forts, so Minchukallu might have served as a small outpost or a watchtower to keep an eye on the trade routes running across the Deccan Plateau. So this is Minchukallu Betta. The views from up here are truly amazing. Hope you all are enjoying it. This is one of the best trekking spots around, and it's perfect for coming with friends or family. The climb is beginner friendly, so even if you're new to trekking, you can easily manage it. Kids and elderly people can also try this trail. In fact, while we were climbing, we saw a few families with children and older people making their way down, so it's quite doable for everyone. And yes, this is also a great spot for camping. There's plenty of space at the top to set up your tents and enjoy the night. But a small request, please don't come alone. Always trek in groups. And make sure to check with the local villagers about any wild animal sightings. They know the area better than anyone else. Most importantly, please don't litter. Respect nature and remember, this place is also considered sacred. So, let's all do our part to keep its sanctity and beauty intact. Okay, friends, it's time to wind up the video. We've spent a good amount of time here, and now we're heading back. If you have any questions or doubts, feel free to drop them in the comment box. If you're looking to explore more places around Bangalore, do check out our channel. We've covered more than 60 plus amazing spots. These aren't just from Google. We've personally visited each one and shared all the details with you. If you like this video, don't forget to share it with your friends' circle. Our journey doesn't end here. We'll be back soon with another exciting adventure video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.